Hey everybody, welcome to the Green Man. We're here with our Tauren Paladin. Station Paladin, of course. That's the kind I like. We just got to. Oh, actually, we're just leaving Sinji Village.
Just remember, not
Greater
everything
Dash
needs
to
your
the ride to Razor
attention.
Hill. To get there, there's no quest. We just got there, just leaving. And catch a ride to Razor Hill. Those of you who might not
What's
know,
that smell? Oh, bad dog.
Green Man basically is the same as the Iron. Time to kill the sound. The sound's where I get in trouble. Like 9.1 is going to hit the PTR this week, hopefully. I'm not sure how much is going to be there. It might just be covering stuff. But yeah, they're thinking August. Hoping. I think it's more of a hope than a think. Just a minute. Shut up in front. What? Yeah, you could ask me that when I was out here. You got an empty head. Don't mean you have to say it. Okay, as you probably noticed, we got a few less bunnies. Noble Garden's gone for the year. That was fun while it lasted. Did a little lake hunting, not much this year. For some reason, just wasn't really into it. Get rid of some of this. We'll go to the auction house when the session's over with. We're at level 10. So we just got on Mulgore, head here, and after here we go to Eversong Woods. A couple quest lines here and we'll be done. I want you to kill 6 Marines, 6 Sharpshooters, and Lieutenant Paladin over there in Terragar Keep. If you play Classic, this is where Benedict was the leader, but Paladin replaced him. Basically, it's Northwatch is still trying to get one line of space right in the middle of Durotar. And of course, she's a little greedy. She just wants 6 pieces of Kultira's treasure. And this, as far as I can see, is the earliest mention of Kultiras in the game, other than background stuff on Jaina. Touching Helen is like one of my favorites. I do play Retribution though. If I play playing a warrior mage, closest thing I have is a Retribution Paladin. I was always sneaking around there. Oh, guess not. I wasn't even looking at how many hull power I got. Love the way you play Paladin. You're using holy power from turn 2. Or you can use that now. You know, you've been using it to level 2. The Paladins can be very, very efficient. Let's get that. I need one more sharpshooter and 3 more Marines. This is not going to be too hard to find. If you don't have any Marines out front, there's always Marines around back, it seems like. So, should have no problem picking these off. There's a Marine. These are, they're also a bit of a wuss. They go down fairly quickly. Unlike our Marines, which are fairly tough. Then again, down to put up with 8 foot, 500 pound Torah with the sword. So I mean, how do we know how to fare? Yeah, that's the worst mistake you can make. So we'll hop on our Sunwalker Cup outside on the core races. I mean, every allied race has their own little. Yeah, we turn in her. Oh, he had a tomahawk. Oh well, that's life. Storming the beaches, forming steel metals. I go down and take out the. Just 1 second, everybody. Got put on hold. Hello. Of course, while we're out there, Gail's got something for us to do. She wants 4 sets of. Uh, they don't do wheels, and that's not even close to what I got. So cloth as a rule sells pretty good. Question is, how much does it sell for? I don't sell anything for less than gold. So sometimes after the goblin cut comes down a little below gold, but basically have 9 levels, get 40 gold. That's about 5 gold a level. that's that's no problem. I've Fairbreeze Village. So, but Fairbreeze, you do hit your share of green armor, so we get that in the Silvermoon City Inn and Silvermoon City. Springvale appetizers, you get that at the Enclave. We're going to later. And the bundle of fireworks you can buy at the general goods vendor by Flightmaster. So not you gotta go out of your way to get anything. There's one other quest you want. These guys were basically shipwrecked by the Murlocs and the Wretched, and he wants to bring back 8 Cinderai armaments that they've stolen. If you're along here, you want to keep your eyes open for crates. Good bit of spawn points right down this way. This shield strike is almost like an execute balance. Just get him down low and then bam. Did you ever want it to ricochet? Yeah. This thing will bounce up to 5 targets. So you can get yourself in a lot of trouble with that shield. Avenger shield's really neat, but you gotta watch. Don't want to throw it in a crowded room. Things like that. Unless you enjoy having these huge multi-opponent fights, wouldn't advise it. Every now and then I get bored, like I'll throw one I know is going to ricochet. Especially in these lower level areas. Yes, 3 armaments. Now, over in that boat is a spawn point. Not everybody realizes it. I found it by accident. It's not always up, but when it is up, you can almost be guaranteed that nobody's got it. That's 4. I'm not even worried about what I'm killing, basically. Get the armaments. Yeah, look and see what I need. It's a little bit easier than do the other way around. See watch what you kill and then just stab them in the nose crate. The crease can be almost anywhere. Back of the wagon, in here, all kinds of places it can be. Not the generates the. Yeah, there comes a time when the judgment gives you holy power. That's when it really starts rolling. Okay, that's all 8. I need 2 more thugs. Hooligan. I need to go hooligan to get the thug though. No. I think there are thugs up this way. Yeah, there's one. Oh, there he be. One more thug. Not going up there. Up there is dangerous. I don't go for the leader's head anymore because it's a little risky. I'll have to wait a while before I go there again. That's basically a side quest anyway. Ooh, hooligans. No thugs. There's a thug. That's called thugs, hooligans, and armaments. So right on back. Right down there on the R bridge is a straighter line, but there are more people there. Not really getting a whole lot of fights, so giving back his armaments. Take that. Don't really need it. It's no better than what I got. And we will decline that. Let's talk to something that's best used in a dungeon. I don't need much call for it. You just questing. I hate when they do that because you got to do that. Yeah, if you're in a challenge, you can't take any of those drive-by buffs. You got to click them off, and if it's a part of your class and you want to give it to yourself, that's fine. But other people giving it to you is no, no help. Okay. And that's all my link salts. So all those, turn that in when I get back. Yep, I did say fair breeze. Good smart thinking on my part. This is one that at the end you're gonna want to hearth out of this. Now Spirit Crypto Tembe, when you kill him and get out. He respawns extremely fast. Oh crap! It's an axe thrower. You see shadow priests all over the place. They are not part of any quest. They are, however, a bit of a nuisance. You know, just thinking, wow, it looks like I can get everything on this side. You probably could, but if you don't get the village, then we'll get a little bit extras here. This is Spirit Crafter Tembe. You have the magical hammer. And there it is. He wants you to kill the chief and bring back the head because the chief poisoned him. And he wants the chief to pay for it. So there are two sides of this. Chief's on the other side. We've got all the berserkers we need. We only need 3 more axe throwers. So basically, much that little bit of damage from that protection by consecration really helps you. Still need 2 more X stars. There's the head and my invasion plans. Seems they have plans to invade Fairbrace Village. Lieutenant Dunbar is probably going to want to know about this. So time to take it back to her. On the way back, we gotta drop off the chief's head and pick off an axe star, which is not gonna be too hard. Okay, let's see where we got axe stars here. Shadow Priest. Berserker, no. Axe star, there, we need one of those. And let's take care of that. Judgment is very, very handy. Judgment at close range is downright deadly. Maybe sneak around and lose Zulmar's head. It looks like somebody took out the Spearcrafter. Really good. That'll make things a whole lot easier. You usually get attacked by a Spearcrafter coming through here. Moving back to head. Now he can die in peace. Just gotta play it by ear coming through here. Wherever they aren't, you go. Yeah. You can go down along the side of the hill if you want to avoid this guy. You still need lynx pelts. You want to come up this way. You usually finish it off by the time you get to the bottom of this thing. We got a bunch ready to turn in. First things first, go get her hammer. Says you get you something nice if you have a hammer. And a forest starter sword. 2-handed sword, more for retribution. Yeah, but it's the thought that counts, so I'll keep it. Turn into money encroachment. And it gets us up to level 13, and we can now raise people if we see them. Show the invasion plans. And oops, they weren't expecting an attack on Fairbreeze Village, so you better get back to Fairbreeze and tell Roger Daglin that I got something coming. So, time to go back to Fairbreeze. This is where you want your Hearthstone. After a while, you'll know. If you do these challenges over and over again, you'll know where to save the Hearthstone for. Don't want to use Hearthstone unless you really need to, especially if you know what's coming up. For example, Dunmoreau. You go to the Trolls of Shimmer Ridge, finish that. It's tempting to use your Hearthstone. But most of the time, you want to come back and then go straight into the Grizzled Den. And that you really want to think about using the Hearthstone for to get out of that. So I saved my Hearthstone for Shimmer Ridge and use it in the Grizzled Den. They won't get rid of the cover the guard down now. They know what's going on. And we got a nice little plate belt. So get a little armor fix. No more places to put sellbacks. So let's see if I can. Yeah, see if I can find the general goods guy. Just bought some fireworks off him. Boost me against an 8-slot bag. But that should do it. I always like to have around 20 slots open when I'm adventuring. So I have 19, good enough. 20 would usually be good enough for anything. I'll time to do the pelt collection. And those pelts, and let's see what we got. +6 armor, +4 armor. +6 wins out. You do get some pretty nice armor come through here. Don't have to worry about being under geared when you come through this place. Especially if you're looking for Iron Man armor. This is always my last one. It's just the least likely one to be next in line naturally. I mean, I go like Orcs and Tauren. They go. Tauren will do theirs first, then do the Orcs. The Orcs will do their first, then do the Tauren because they're right together. Then they'll come up here. This is usually the last stop for Horde for light armor. I work my way through the barons with this guy just to get some green. I'm level 13 already. Doing fine on the gold. I just gotta get a piece of green armor in me before I get level 20. Or that's a DQ. If you get one piece of armor at level 20 and never get another piece of green armor again, it still counts. So this is the weird part. And turn everything in, you get an invite. Now the invitation, if you want to use it for this, you can right click on it, go over to the table and pick something up. Like wine, appetizers, whatever. So if you want to stock up a little on your food before you go. But I got enough food to last for a while. So I'm not gonna worry about it. And I got healing spells. So, I mean, if you got healing spells, don't really worry about food much. I was trying something my mages. I was selling all my food just using the conjure stuff. Saves place in your bags. I mean, the conjure stuff is better than regular stuff because no matter how high level you are, that does not have a buff. So for challengers, that's the next best thing to a healing spell. Okay, now for a little side quest. That was the main thing, the hooligans and the Money Troll. Now these are all side quests, but normally I don't take a lot of side quests, but these are interesting. Go up and check. So go check on Ranger Saran. See if she needs any help. This is basically your border guard. So see the other one. No, you'll get that one from her. This is the smart way to play it. You go to Saran, get that, take the quest from her, go do that quest, and then come back. Here we are with Ranger Saran. And yeah, she definitely needs some help. She wants to go get 4 Marauders and 4 Dark Wraiths out of the Dead Scar, and then return back. The Dead Scar, in case you don't know the lore behind it, is when Arthas was marching through Paul Falas, destroying everything in his path, he left a strip of dead land behind him. Just sucked the life right out of the land. Nothing can ever grow there. The only thing that can live in there is undead. There's 2 Dark Wraiths. Now I get some Marauders. Yeah, I got Dark Wraith cut in there. That's okay. We need 1 more of those and 3 Marauders. I just think about those cooldowns. Most of them usually reset by the time you get to the next fight, so you don't have to worry so much about it. Okay, that's 2 more Marauders to go, and 1 more Dark Wraith. There's my last Dark Wraith. Okay, it's all Dark Wraiths. I need 2 more Marauders. It's mostly Dark Wraiths up this way, though. One more Marauder. I may end up pulling a Dark Wraith just because I can't help it, but trying not to, because I don't want to mess up anybody's coming behind me. Probably some doors not so fine compared to what I got, but oh crud. There we go. Next. Okay, now we gotta go back to Sarayan and turn these in. Oops. Also, I haven't been drinking, officer. Turn that in, you get the reward, and on to reward and terrain. But you take this for a very good reason. It's on the opposite side of the Scorched Orchard from the next quest you're gonna get. Unless you want to walk all the way across that thing, you really, yeah. Don't want to if you don't need to. So you come up here, check out the reward. You know, you need to very, very sensitive by it's only a matter of time. He's trying to power up these rune stones. Now, there were 3 rune stones originally. One's dead beyond repair. One is dead, but he might be able to get back around it again. This is the only one that's active. So he gives you an infused crystal to take the Eastern Runestone. I'll get that right one of these days. And see if you can try to reactivate it. That way they got 2/3 of their wall, their spirit wall against the undead if they decide to come back. Keep them trapped in ghost lands or wherever. That was originally their barrier to Arthas. Did not work too well. But they'll keep out normal undead. And yes, Azeroth is just that weird of a place, but they have actual normal undead. Now, the only downside to this runestone is that I give it to you, it'll power up the runestone, okay, if it works right. Unfortunately, it will also attract every scourge in the area. So basically, you get the Dark Wraith convention convening at this runestone. So it only takes 1 minute, and this could be the longest minute of your life. There used to be a timer up there. They took it off now. I thought, my goodness, they'll tell me I failed already. It is possible to fail this. Mages. Does help to have help. There we go. That room stands engaged. I don't think he needs any help. He's been doing pretty good. So got mine and his. So I mean, I think it'll be okay. Yeah, the arcane explosion will pretty much take everything out in that quest. With no cooldown, comes in real handy. Now I go back, tell me that all powered up, and the defensive wall is about as good as it's ever going to be. Here we go. And there we go. Yeah, pay for that and head on back. Now the trick thing is with it, since they started this upgrade deal, going for green armor can get a little tricky. Excuse me, because they tend to upgrade sometimes really easily, and you're like, oh wow, it's a good piece of green armor. You put it in your bag and it turns rare or epic, and you're screwed because you can't use it. So you think you got your first piece of green armor, it turns blue on you. You know, that gets frustrating. And yes, white can turn green. And it's very rare, but it can happen. Mostly it's the green that upgrades. And that gets really frustrating when you're Iron Man and you start turning green on you. It's hard enough to find white armor. That's part of the challenge for Iron Man, just finding the armor. Mr. Riverwind, once he got looked for his sister Lariana, was working in the Scorched Grove with the Tenders. And this is usually the last one of these we'll be doing. There are some other ones, but they're a little tricky for challengers. If you're doing really leveling, they're worth doing. But if you're challenging, you want to kind of watch what you do. Just duck right across. You can go through the Harbridge up the other side and catch this Golden Bow Pass, but it's a little bit too much fighting for me. I don't like getting fights I don't have to. So I tend to come over this way. As long as you avoid the few links you got, you're okay. And now she wants to go around and, unfortunately, kill all the green keepers. Now, these keepers are what keeps the forest from growing and everything's keep everything in its place. And since Arthas came through and sucked the life out of the land, nothing will ever grow here. Their only purpose in life is to grow things. So they're going crazy trying to get stuff to grow in this land. So you have to kill them all off just for their own, just because it's better than having them go insane. You get a mouthful of stuff in this one. Hammer of the righteous. If you're standing in consecration, this will cause a wave of light to come out. They'll hit things in front of you in a cone. So I mean, see here. See if I can get to do it. No. He does have a chance to though. This cone of light. So it takes place a Crusader Strike. Serve an upgrade to Crusader Strike. May only do it if there's a target to hit. It's 4. There's a rare that floats around this area, this part of the area. They'll give you an extra quest. Somebody found them. That's the end. That's the end part of the quest. Oh well. That's 6. Okay, that's 7. I'll make 3 more. Those days where as soon as they spawn, they're pretty much nailed. Mm. 7:30. 7:30. Yeah. I need one more, and he's right up here where I need to be, so I'm just going to get him. So I might pull him anyway, going in there. So, and that's all 10. And turn them back into Lariana. She's sad, but it had to be done. So then we go back to Fairbreeze. And of course, it's been less than half an hour, so let's go back to Fairbreeze Village. That's really all the quests we can do there. So we're going to go back to Fairbreeze, take a flight down to Silvermoon, port back to Orgrimmar, and head to the Barrens. I usually go to the Barrens and just ride all the way to Morshan, but I'm going to work my way through this time. so I can see if I can get some green. I'm getting close to the point where I have to have a green or else. And I really don't have to try to buy them off the auction house. Because green armor is stuff they love to use for transmogs. It makes the prices get seriously outrageous. Oh, there is some stuff you can buy cheap if you're not too picky. Okay. Head back down to Silver Mountain. There's a portal there, go straight to Orgrimmar. There's only fair, there's a portal to Orgrimmar, go straight here. It's a good idea because it beats trying to get all the way back down to Undercity from here, which is extremely difficult. Not extremely difficult. I mean, you have to go in there and grab onto the crystal and they'll pop it back to Ruins of Lordaeron. But most people are into Orgrimmar when they come through here. It's basically the whole Tirisfal Glades, Silverpine Forest, that area is basically undead lore. It really doesn't interest anybody else. So it's kind of fun for the undead, though. I mean, Core of the Sun, of course. What? Be back in a minute. What? It should. I couldn't find a place for you. Down here, there's nothing. Everybody should have one. Tell them, but you can't get them. Okay, let's go up here and find the portal. Okay, so back to the Pathfinder's Den. In case you're fairly new and haven't done it before, there's an easy way to get to the Barrens from Orgrimmar. Well, easier, I mean, there's a little combat along the way. Fight a few lions and stuff, it's not that big a deal. also helps if you go the right way. So what I do is you want to go up by the embassy. Come up here to where you want to go is fine. Wind up same place basically. There's the embassy. Let's make this right and go straight. The bad thing is one holdover from a classic around it. Barron's only has one flight path. That's in the crossroads. They left it that way. There's really no other major places to put one. So once you start in the Barrens, you're either riding or walking. You're not going to be flying until you get to Crossroads. Down here, follow South Fury River. If you want to know a quick way to know if a place is okay for a challenger, try out a challenge with a priest. Priest or a mage. They're like the squishiest things out there. If you can make it with a priest or a mage, then it should be okay. You can always go more places with Green Man than you can with Iron Man. Because Green Man really is where the armor is supposed to be in most of these areas, and so you really have the armor you're supposed to have. So it's not really like not so much a challenge. It's just the challenges don't die, but you won't die because you're under geared. Iron Man, you hit that stage where you hit that around level 15 to 20, where you know you're under geared. So you gotta be really careful what you do. Green Man, you can be a little more open. Not a lot. I mean, don't go crazy and pull 15 people or something, but you know you can go a little more few more places than you can with the Iron Man. And here's Firewatch Post. Your first stop in the Barrens. Cargo once you get 8 Razorman Plunderers and 3 Razorman Hunters. Yeah, we have a little problem with Razorman around here. They're starting to encroach in the territory. Remember where they were from Classic? They're starting to move across Stortar a little bit, and they want to stop the plague where where it is. And of course, collect 7 Plane Strider beaks. Easier to do now than it was. And she's afraid that she thinks the Cool Bar are actually running these things into the caravans. The caravans keep hitting them and breaking an axle on their skulls. So I mean, you want to get rid of these things because it's a little expensive to replace a caravan axle. Oh crap! I wasn't going to do that, and I did it anyway. Told myself, I'm not going to throw the shield. I'm not going to throw the shield. You just can't resist. Yeah, it's one beak. I have noticed that the complaints about retail have gone down considerably since Classic came out. Gee, I wonder how that happened. Yeah, pelicans don't really have hamstring, so they tend to run on you. Keeping that in mind, I'm going to hold off on the judgment. Save that for the run. Sometimes you forget in the first fight, you remind you that, yeah, oh yeah, these guys will run on you. See the little beams of light radiating out through the hammer of the righteous. That's the holy light going out looking for targets. It has two beaks. If you're not careful staying in consecration with that hammer of the righteous, you can get yourself in trouble. Because anything that light hits is going to get pulled. So I always want to be aware there's that little glimmer of light coming out. If there's something, it's going to pull it. Like for some reason, totems tend to pull things. Found that out the hard way too. I was in the Silverstream mine out in Dumbarroa. My totem, my shaman walked in the room, put down a totem, and pulled everything in the room. See a little radiating out. Four. If you do happen to pull a plains vulture, that's no biggie. Okay. And then we go out here. Give me some plunderers and hunters because any plain strider in this area will count. Forget the little blue area. Any plain strider you see is going to be able to give you a beak. So we gotta break his wolves free. He's set fire to the barn, and the wolves are still inside. So he's wants somebody to go in to let his wolves out. Answer the question: who let the wolves out? But there's one. There's two, and there's three. And he's happy to get the wolves back. Get paid off. Hunters are tough. You gotta know how to manage the fight, basically. Wolf isn't that much problem. It's the hunter himself that you're really looking for. Wolf carries no loot or anything. I say hands myself. I know you can do that, but there's a plunderer. There's another hunt. Paladins probably have the easiest time with hunters of any other class because it's really easy to manage. And see if we get a strider beak. Yeah, one more. Come back here, you. I need one more hunter. And there he be. That's all the hunters I need. Now let's get some plunderers. They get. Oh, I loot so fast. I'll make sure I actually did it. I'm gonna start this again. Something needed, but you got to, you got to. Need one more beacon, 5 more plunderers. 4 more plunderers. That's a hunter. You see a guy with a wolf, it's a hunter. Don't really need them. It's my last beak. 3 more of those plunderers. Get 2 more plunderers. And 1 more plunderer. And I've got a zebra. And there's a plunderer. And that's everything. Go turn these in, that'll be it. I'm back next week to do the rest of it. Next time, we'll do the rest of this. So, tomorrow night's going to be the Working Man. And Wednesday night is always Iron Man. Thursday night this month, I believe we're having Allied Race Green. Let me check that out. Yep, the Allied Race Green Man, which is basically what you're seeing tonight, but featuring only Allied races. You will see Allied races in the regular Green Man, though. So don't you do freak out when you see High Mountain Touring come up with the Green Man. But there is one special, especially for them, because they have their own leaderboard. Why not their own quests? So here we go. Turn them into Kurgle. And now he wants to go get the big guys, the defenders, the shaman, and the leader, Craig Snarlstout. We'll get him next time. Should be Saturday, I believe, if I remember the schedule right. Yep. Friday's my new thing I come up with, basic challenge, and then we're back to green on Saturday. So we'll be doing this Saturday night. And she wants to pick up supplies. While you're in there, she wants you to pick up supplies they stole from the Crossroads caravans. So we'll be doing all that next time. See you on Saturday for this, and tomorrow night for Working Man, and Wednesday for Iron Man. So